Olá, literais! Estamos começando aqui mais uma série que ela ficou muito tempo longe, mas hoje ela voltou de um jeito que vocês nem imaginam. Se eu não imagino, imagina vocês. Hoje, Madonna Literal está de volta com Madonna Literal Entrevista e hoje nós temos aqui o Normann, gente. Vocês lembram muito bem do Normann, mas antes da gente falar com ele, eu quero introduzir o Sérgio, nosso querido ADM, e o Rafa. Oi, meninos!
Olá!
And now I will talk to Normann. Normann, welcome to Madonna Literal Interview. It's an honor to have you here. By the way, this is our first international interview, so thank you so much for being here.
Obrigado. Tudo bom?
Bom.
Tudo bom.
Your Portuguese
we
is
have
great.
some questions.
Really? Thank you. I'm trying. I love Portuguese, but I love the Brazilian accent. So beautiful.
Yeah.
Do you think it's difficult to pronounce?
I feel more easy to pronounce with the Brazilian accent than Portuguese, because Brazilian is samba, singing. Tudo bom. There's a melody in it, and I like that.
Yeah. Okay. Great. So, Normann, to start, we're gonna talk a little bit about yourself, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So, where are you from?
I'm from France.
Mm-hmm.
I'm mixed race. My mom is from the Caribbean, and my father is from Corsica, and is Spanish and Corsican. Corsican is a Mediterranean island, and my mom is from the Caribbean, Guadeloupe, West Indies.
Okay.
So I'm mixed race.
Mixed race.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, mixed
cool.
race.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
How did dance became part of your life? Do you remember like when it starts, when it was like the fire, you know, that feeling that I want to do this, it's gonna be my thing?
Well, I mean, I've been dancing all my life. You know,
Mm-hmm.
my mom, like I said, she's Caribbean. At home, we have like a lot of vinyls, and she used to play music when she was cleaning the house and dancing. And on the background, I was just, moving and all that. So it's the part of my life, the soul music and all.
Uh-huh.
And I always love to move and dance. Always. It's a part of my growing up,
Yeah. Do you remember like who were your inspirations when you were growing up?
Oh, of course, Michael Jackson. Of course. I mean, I was a Michael Jackson fan and James Brown, which is Michael Jackson. James Brown is Michael Jackson inspiration. Mm-hmm. So I remember my dad took me to watch Michael Jackson's concert in France, the Bad Tour. Oh. And I was just blown away. I was just like, okay, I want to be on stage. This is what I want.
You were a little boy then.
I was like 8. Yeah, I was like 7, 8. Yeah. And I saw it and I was like, okay, that's it. I want to be there. I want to be on stage. I know I can do better. I can do best.
Wow.
That's going to be my life. Did you watch any other Michael Jackson tours or just the bad one?
No. Oh yeah, just a real concert, bad tour. But then of course I watch on TV. But I was like, because my dad was like a security for the concert. So we went from the backstage and all. So I already experienced backstage and, I was like, oh my God, what is going on here? I really fell in love with this kind of thing, like live, and,
Okay,
quite
nice.
Yeah.
What type of like musical genre you used to listen when you were like a child? Do you remember?
Oh yeah, I mean, soul, funk, disco from my mom. Michael Jackson, of course, but mostly was like, actually, you know what? I was very open-minded. I remember my mom had a vinyl of The Doors, Jim Morrison, and I really, really like The Doors. And I was like, Mama, please, can I have it? Because, I have like a Walkman, like a tape, and like this, and I go to school. And I asked my mom, can you make a tape for The Doors? And my mom looked at me like, really? You like The Doors? I said, yeah, I really like My Fire, Break 'Em Through, like all those like big title, The End. And she was like, oh man, this kid is knowledge, open-minded in music. He has not only one type, he has like open. So I was already very open to different type of music and genre.
Your references are all wonderful. You were talking about Michael Jackson, The Doors, Jim Morrison. Does it come from your mom, or do you have older brothers? Because it's not something that a child would be listening. Probably your mom,
Yes,
or how
I
did
agree
it?
with you. I totally agree with you. Oh, actually, so my mom has a sister, my aunt. She lives in Germany, and she was a DJ and a journalist. She used to interview a lot of famous singers when they come to do concert in Germany, which is James Brown and a lot of different artists. And she used to send music to my mom. They share, you know, sisters, they like to share music
Okay,
and stuff.
I see.
So I got really the music, really the roots, all the genres from my aunts, definitely.
I see.
And she used to make tape also for me and stuff like that. So my music, you know, I even listen classical like Eric Satie, the Gymnopédie, like all of this. And when I used to share in like with my friend, they're like, "Oh, what is that?" You know, like I said, "No, yo, listen, the piano is amazing." You know, all of that. I was very open-minded from my aunt.
Cool. That's great. Great.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, very nice.
Okay.
Okay,
And,
so
and for the dancing part, is from my older brother. My
Okay.
older brother used to like to be he used to be the cool kid, you know,
I
from the
see.
block, the cool kid from the block.
Yeah.
And I wanted to be cooler than him. So I
Okay.
was practicing on the side.
Did he teach you something when you were young about dance moves and etc.?
Never.
No.
He didn't want me to. Never. You know, older brother, they're like, yeah, go ahead,
Yeah,
go away. You know.
yeah.
I see.
Get
And I
out.
was just and I was just watching like this. Okay. So I practiced on the side and stuff. And I remember one day, there was like where I'm from in south of France. They every summer they have like little festival and music and live in different villages. And my mom used to like to go there, and I went there with my mother, my sister, and my brother was there with all his friends. And I remember there was like a little circle, the dancing, and my brother was there dancing, and I just sneaked in, and I was like, and one of my brother's friend, he was like, Norman, come on, go, go, go. I said, no, I'm too shy. He said, no, I know you can do good. So I went just after my brother, and I literally killed it. Everybody screamed. They lift me. You know, I was a kid. They lift me up. What? My brother, not jealous, but he was like, "Damn, I didn't know he could dance like that." So that was like the signature. Okay, now I'm here now.
Okay.
Now I'm a dancer. Remember that. I'm gonna get better than you.
Cool.
amazing. So Norman, I have some questions for the crew members of Madonna Literal. And well, you told that your family support your choice since you was a child, right?
Yeah, yeah. Actually, yeah. Always my mom and my dad always support my choice of anything. Actually, I was from my brother and sister. I was mostly I'm not gonna say the bad kid, but I was the rebellious one. I was the rebellious one. I was the different one, and I'm the middle kid. So I was the different one. I was the rebellious one. I was the independent one. Um, you know, and I always wanted to try different things. So when I wanted like and I know I did all this study thing, whatever. I was good in some part and bad in some part, but I always like to, you know, the music, the entertainment, dancing, going on stage. I wish I could sing. I sing in my shower, but I wish I could sing. Oh my God, because I have melodies. I know the melodies and stuff, but I don't have a good voice. But you know, all this thing like choreograph, direction, and I was always like that in my childhood with my group of friends. I was like not like I was like the leader, but in some cool part. Yeah, we should all dress like that. Oh no. Oh, let me, you know, like fashion or how do we walk or how we talk to people. I was like the director for me.
Cool. That's nice. All right. It's very nice of you to share your background, but we are also curious about what you have been doing recently. What are you working on? Are you on a project? What have you been doing recently, Norman?
Well, I've been doing a lot of things. From music industry, so I moved to fashion industry. So I work a lot in the fashion industry now. I'm a creative director. Actually, I work with some Brazilian creative director like Giovanni Bianco. We did some stuff together with Madonna, of course. So the connection that I have from Madonna, Madonna, she have a lot of fashion designer around her. So, I build my connection and then I create a fashion campaign with them, or we collaborate actually. So this is what I'm doing now mostly. And music-wise, I still work on some music with, I was, Michael Jackson's nephew. His name is Jafar Jackson. So I do some stuff with him, which you guys gonna see something really big coming up soon.
Can't wait.
Yeah,
Big,
Now,
huge.
so now actually you also work with fashion, right? As you mentioned,
Yes,
creative designer,
creative director. I
director.
wish I would be a designer. I wish I
Uh,
can be a designer.
what exactly it means? What do you exactly do?
So I create fashion campaign. For example, if a brand coming up with a new collection, they promote the new collection, they do campaign or billboard pictures or videos, social media and all. So I create the concept and the idea of it behind the collection. So I work with the designers, I work with their vision, and I create something, I build something behind what they visualize, their vision, So I work like with Balmain, Balenciaga. I work with actually big creative director too. I collaborate with them. Big photographer like Stephen Klein. So yeah, that's what I'm doing now.
I see. And coming back to dancing, have you thought about teaching? Have you thought about have you had thoughts about this, teaching how to dance? Do you think about that?
Yes, actually, that's good that you asked me this question because I was thinking of doing something like actually I want to start doing it. I have a TikTok that I'm opening right now. I'm going to share with you guys.
Please.
And I want to do some live teaching, live teach choreography like I did with Madonna or with other artists. But the most iconic one that I did with Madonna, I want to teach it. But I want to do it live because I want to do like a worldwide class live, with all type of different country. This is something that I would love to do. Is something that I would love to do to see everybody build with me my choreography, and they perfection it, and then we record it and post it and make it viral. That would be so cool, man.
Imagine.
And this
I
is
think that
so
would be so
different.
cool.
We don't see these things in TikTok.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my mind is always creative.
Yeah. And the
It's always
sensation,
working.
the sensation is
I'm
priceless. Rafael
yeah.
and I, we are teachers too. So the sensation to see people developing, learning, and changing because we are
Yes.
instruments, that's priceless, priceless.
Yes. It's like even like you see even people when you do your choreography, when you teach your choreography, and then I always ask the dancers, please put your soul into it. So I want to see you do my choreography, I mean Madonna's choreography, whatever, but put your style in it, put your vibe, put your attitude to it, because I want to see that. I want your attitude coming out of it, and that's the key.
I think the best part of that is to see the result. The process is incredible, but when you see my job is done.
Yeah, yes.
Totally.
By the way,
The
Norman,
best.
you were talking about putting your own impressions and Recently, I was watching an interview, and you'd say something about looking at the camera. And I started noticing on Confessions Tour Sick and Sweet, you were always staring at the camera. And I said, oh my God, he's looking at me. You know, I thought it was, you told this story. And I said, no, he's lying. He's
Yeah.
not looking. But every time you are on camera, you are staring at the camera. Tell me a little about that. Did you stare, Madonna? What happened?
Okay. This is starting from the audition, from the first audition with Madonna, which I did the audition for Hung Up music video. I didn't know it was for her, to be honest. I know it was, I mean, it was like 500 people. It was such a huge audition. I thought it was for 50 Cent, the rapper. Honestly, people like, you know, talking, 50 Cent's rapper is a hip hop music video. So I came fully 100% underground hip hop dress, do-rag, 5XL shirt, and you know, like I was like 50 Cent.
Yeah,
And
the necklaces and everything.
Everything. And then, and I remember I did all my braids, and I did 2 big braids and the hat. Oh my God, I have a picture I have to show you. And I remember I was dancing, and me and my dancer partner, his name is Steve, we had like a little choreography, a little combo, and I say a word in French to him, and he understand that it's the time to do the combo, right? And when you do the audition, they record it. Man, it was like 5 people dancing like everywhere, and I was like dancing, and I went in the front of the camera, and then I said the word in French. I said, yeah, let's go, on y va. And he came behind me, and we were literally in the front of the camera. So I did this routine, looking at the camera, but like with attitude. I look so like, get it, you're gonna get it. You better take me, man, take me. You better hire me when I look at the camera, right? So I did everything was cool, and then we got the job. Then after we got the job, we know we heard that it was for Madonna. Was like, oh wow, on the same day, on the day of the rehearsal, that's where we knew it was for Madonna. Because I still thinking it was for 50 Cent until the day we rehearsal, and then somebody came to pick us up, and they were, you Norman, you Steve. I said, yeah. Okay, let's go rehearsal. And I said, okay, but wait. So who is for? Oh, you don't know? No, nobody told us anything. That's for Madonna. I was like, oh, all right, let's go. You know, like, we're ready.
About this?
Not even. It was just like so sudden, and we were so ready, like stretching and all that, that there was no, I was actually so excited. I was excited. And then when I heard Madonna, all I was thinking is, in my mind is like, Papa Don't Preach, all those songs that I love, getting to the groove. Oh my God, she was so funky and all. Then I remember on the music video, Sherry, she used to kiss this kid. I wanted to be that kid. You know, like all this thing came back in my mind. You know, I was, oh my God. And then I start rehearsal, blah, blah. And then she came, Madonna came with I remember it was a green Adidas tracksuit. And I look at her, I was like, oh, she's so pretty. And I look.
Oh my God.
And I was like, oh, she's so pretty. And then she came with the glasses on and all that. And then we show what we rehearse. Jimmy King was with her. They were sitting on the floor. And then Jimmy King was like, yeah, Norman, and you got us something together. Can you do it? And I remember when I did it, I told my boy, I said to Steve, Steve, let's kill it. He was like, yeah, let's do it. So I go in front of her and we do the combo that I did from the audition when I look at the camera, right? And I did in front of her, and I look at her like with so much passion. Then when we finish, you know, like everybody clap, and I read into her lips, she was like, love it. You know, I could see. And then I look at her, I was like, I think she like it. I think she like it.
But how were you like inside? What were you feeling at the moment?
My feeling, to be honest with you, there was no nervous, but there would be like, because I create this thing. This is my creation. So I was like, look what I'm capable of doing.
Okay.
To you. Look what I'm gonna do for you to show to the world. That's what I felt. Look, show this to the world, because this is the routine that everybody will, oh my God, that's dope, man. And I could understand when she saw it, she's like, I want this. I want this in my video. I want this in my show because he looks really cool. He looks young. He looks modern. He looks different. I could see her vision, you know. Then that's how I start to understand her brain, like a visual.
Mhm.
Wow.
But then, sorry to answer your question. After when I get to know her a bit better, it was actually after the MTV Music Award in Portugal. After we finished that, we had a party in the hotel, and I asked her the question, and I said, "Why you choose me? I want to ask you this question." And she looked at me, she smiled. I said, "Why did you choose me for this music video? On I'm interested to know." And she's like, Norman, of course you're a dope dancer, you're pretty and all that shit, but sorry, I cursed. So, but I just said the way
No
she
Don't
said
worries.
it.
worry, no.
No,
And
that's
and
fine.
and she said, when you look into the camera on the audition, because I watched the tape, she watched the tape. She said, when you look into the camera when you dance, I felt that you talk to me. You're talking to me through the camera. This is exactly what she said. And I was like, and I tell her, and I said, you know what? I didn't know it was for you, for the audition was for you, but I was talking to the person, to the artist, to the rapper or whatever behind the camera that were watching. And she's like, yeah, and I felt it. And she's like, and I felt it. And look where you are now. I said, thank you.
Wow,
That
Yeah.
was the answer. Yeah.
awesome.
But I think this is the reason that makes that performance so iconic until today.
Mm.
Because of the way that you are looking to the camera, the passion involved with all of you, not just Madonna looking, but all you three in Forbidden Love, is
Yes, yes.
is impossible. You when you are watching, you are like paralyzed.
Yes, yes. Especially for Forbidden Love. For Forbidden Love, I remember the choreographer told us to have a very not blank expression, but
Uh-huh.
to for the crowd to focus on the hand fight.
Mm.
They need to understand that this is a fight and that we're trying to make peace. So they said you cannot act like this. You really have to,
You need to be
you know,
focused.
yeah,
Yeah.
focus. And this is what it's talking.
Mhm.
But your look into the camera is also something, even if you don't have an expression, is talking.
Yeah, it was
Yeah, yeah,
alive.
You
yeah.
know? Yeah, alive,
It was alive.
exactly.
It's a language. We can understand your language without words, without face expressions. The dance shows the message, shows it all. My God.
Mm. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, that's the key.
Yeah.
That's the key.
Uh, Still talking about your process, like with the audition and the videos and the tour later. What did you learn working with Madonna? What is like the best lesson that you had that you like keep with you until today?
Um, Perfection. That's the first thing. Perfection. I'm a street dancer. So
Mm.
street dancer, when they dance, is an expression of your body. You can dance, and if the movement is this, your hand can be like this a bit, like this, boom, freestyle. But with Madonna, everything, boom, sha, sha, boom, boom, picture, 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 picture. Everything is a picture. You dance, you have to be perfect. And I remember, I mean, you can see some of the picture that I have with Madonna. You can see my attitude in the picture because that's the perfection. Madonna, I mean, on live, you take a picture of her anytime, she looks so dope. I mean, she looks
Yeah.
amazing because she understands every time she dance, she move. There is a picture. So I learned about this from her to be perfectionist. And I become like that in my work. Like even in the fashion, I want to be perfect. I want everything to be clean. Sometimes it's bad because I'm too I'm too perfectionist now. But sometimes I have to loosen up a bit because I understand, okay. But from what I learned from her is that is this
Were
part there.
the rehearsals really like exhausting for both tours, Confessions and Stick and Sweetie? Like, did she rehearse like a lot, 10, 12 hours per day?
Oh my God. Actually, Confession was most difficult, but it was also fun because it was my first tour and I was excited. But also I remember she wanted me to be, my body to be perfect. So at the same time, I was adding a workout, special diet for me and few dancers. And so I was waking up earlier than everybody, go to training, workout, then after rehearsal. So some of the dancers, they didn't have to do this. So they wasn't too tired. And remember on Confession Tour, I was most of the dancing on most of the numbers. When there was dancers, I was always there. So I was working out. I was on all the numbers, roller skate, I mean everything. So this was very tired, and we rehearsed for 3 months. Strong diet, and sometimes she come, and especially Forbidden Love is so difficult. We had like a Ray of Light. Ray of Light is such a choreography that is very, very like square.
Like a robot.
We have to be like this, yeah, like a robot. Like when I bend, the hands coming up on my head. If I don't bend, boom, I hit in my, like it's mathematics. It's like that.
Yeah.
So you have to really make your brain work. When you go home, you go sleep. You must sleep. I wanted to party. My first time in LA. My first time in LA, man. I'm like, what the hell, man? Let's go party. So I was partying. Then I was going to rehearse. Man, it was crazy.
What an energy you have.
Sorry, what did you say?
The energy that you had.
Exciting. I was
Yeah.
so exciting. It was my first time in America. First time on tour with the biggest artist in the world. I love the music. I was so, it was the best.
Paradise.
It was the
heaven.
best. It was the best.
You mentioned.
Was your
Sorry, Rafa.
No, sorry. I was just want to ask you, like you said that it was your first tour ever.
First tour ever. I mean, I tour in the UK and for like rappers, like underground rapper. So it was most like no choreography, it's most like freestyle, breakdance, whatever. But Madonna was my first world tour with the biggest artist, worldwide. So to me, I had to be the best, perfect on everything. But at the same time, I know that she liked my style. So I still have to practice my own style and go to clubs and go to the way I used to do, and go to club and practice and dance on like when I go club, this is my studio, my dance studio. Club is my dance studio. That's where I practice dance. So I go to club, practice, dance, listen to different type of music, meet people. I'm like that.
I see. Yeah.
I'm like that. So Confession was very about that to me, about that.
I understand. You mentioned the choreography of Ray of Light, robotic, but I believe that I don't know what is your background, but the roller skating in the other choreography, was it too tough?
Oh my God, man. Roller skate. I used to roller skate.
Oh.
I used to roller skate when I was a kid. I used to do freestyle grinding, jumping, and all that crazy stuff. I used to go to school roller skating behind the car, putting with the school bus, waving to my boys.
Normann.
So when she said, I'm telling you, when she said
you
there
were
will be
born
roller
ready.
skate.
You were born ready to tour.
When they
a
said
dancer, skateboard. Come on.
I swear, God had
The
a plan for me.
The energy to party,
roller skating, dancing, choreography. Come on. You were.
What more?
God had a plan for me because to tell you, because all my friends were doing skateboarding, and I was like, no, I want to do roller skate. I was like, there was 2 roller skaters in my gang. Everybody else was doing skateboard, and I was the roller skate. So when they said, "Oh, anybody know how to roller skate?" I was like, "Hello, hello," and I was so happy because when we do roller skate on Confession Tour, it's like It's like I mean, the whole tour is fun. It's serious, fun, but it's always fun. We have different character, different attitude in different part of the show, but the disco part with the roller skate is the time when like we like I'm enjoying it, man. It's so cool, man. I used to shake hand to the crowd, like let's go. It was amazing. Roller skate was like the one of the coolest part of the show.
That's one of my
Of the show.
favorite performances. I
And
like
we
that.
can see this when we're watching. We can see the energy,
Yeah.
the
Yes.
joy, everything.
Yeah.
That's-
I think there was a moment, I think it was in Japan, that you guys wear like a helmet. It was like from Power Rangers.
Yeah.
What?
I remember.
Yeah.
I love that because I'm crazy about
I-
Power Rangers until today.
I bought the mask. I bought the mask. I bring the mask. We went to shopping in Shibuya, and I bought the mask, and I was like, this is the last show. And on the last show, everybody talk about like they're messing around, but we're still doing cool stuff. And even Madonna, she wear a wig. I don't know if you remember, she wear a white wig during the Japan show. And we were the Power, because Ray of Light is like,
Mhm.
Mhm.
so you look like a Power Rangers kind of like,
Yes.
choreography.
Yeah.
So when we wore it, I was like, it makes so much sense. It makes so much sense. And
Yeah.
and even actually for Sticky and Sweet, we did something in Brazil. We wear
Yeah.
the Brazilian flag because it was
I-
the last show.
So
Yeah.
tell us about this moment in
This that
Brazil.
Yeah, I mean it was the last show in São Paulo, actually.
I was there.
And
So
yeah, it was actually was it Ray of Light? No, it wasn't Ray of Light. It was
Hung
yes,
up.
it was Ray of Light. No, it was
Hung
hung up.
up?
Yeah, you're right. Hung up. Yeah, you're right. Hung up. It was hung up. Yeah, you're right. And I was like, guys, we got to do something. Yeah, but what can we do? I said, we have to wear the Brazilian flag because Brazilians are so proud of their country. So when we will wear the flag, they will go crazy.
Yeah.
They will go crazy. And during Sticky and Sweet tour, somehow, every time at the end of the show, give it to me.
mhm.
And every time we go to different country, people throw their flag. So we always somebody catch the flag and always wave the flag of the
Mhm.
country that we are in. So I was like, okay, for the last show, let's all wear the flag because that's the make sense of the whole Sticky and Sweet tour flag, So that's why we wear the Brazilian flag, and it was quite cool.
Yeah.
They have picture from it.
What was the difference between Confessions and Sticky when we talk about like the rehearsals or even the creative process,
Mm. Sticky and Sweet. So Confession we rehearsed in LA. It was in Los Angeles, and Sticky and Sweet was in New York. So we rehearsed everything in New York. So New York was, Los Angeles is spread out. You need a car to go there and there. New York, everything is there. When the hotel we stay was in Manhattan, so we can all go out and stuff. So it was a different vibe. In terms of creativity, personally, I will say Confession was more theatrical and the message on Confession was stronger than Sticky and Sweet. Sticky and Sweet, I would say is more a fun concert, fun show to watch. Don't get me wrong, Confession is a fun show, but it's a story. You can see stories. It's like you're in a movie. You sit down, there's suspense. Oh my God! Oh, fun! There's emotion.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Sticky and Sweet is fun. What? Like people was dancing on the crowd. It's like it's like you're in a club and you play your best songs and you party with your friends. It's like that, So both of them are amazing, and both of them have a different vibe for dancers for us. Like I said, Sticky and Sweet, we have jump rope. We had fun. It's colorful. You can see from the creativity part that Sticky and Sweet is colorful. It's the colorful, it's the party, it's
Stick and
yeah,
sweet.
yeah, sticky and sweet, you know, like exactly. Confession, when you start with the horse and the black and the dress, the Givenchy dress that we have, the black, man, you know from the opening, this is serious shit right there.
Yeah.
This is serious. Whoa, let's wait. Let me understand what's going on here. Let me like if I were you guys watching the show, like right now I'm talking, I have goosebumps just by talking about it. I'm serious. Like when the music enter, you can hear the and the horses. Man, I was backstage having goosebumps because of the sound. I was like, oh damn. And the crowd sometimes they're like, wow, you know, they're screaming. But I could hear the crowd, they're like so blowing away. They're like, and then they're like, what? You know? So you can feel from the crowd that how the response is.
Yeah.
You can feel it, you know? So that's how I will describe Confession Tour and Sticky and Sweet.
Yeah, because if you stop to think, Confessions has a message like about a lot of things. Tolerance, when we talk about the Isaac song, you know, the Sorry video, the remix when she's changing her clothes and everything. Stick and Sweet, I remember that the only part that like, okay, stop dancing and let's reflect a little bit. It was like the Big Goes On backdrop, you know? Like about the global warming that we were discussing a lot of the time. This is still relevant, but I think that part was the only part that let's be serious a little bit. And then she came with like a prayer, with all the words in different languages about tolerance, about faith. I think that part was really like, let's reflect. And the rest, I agree with you. It's more like
and
fun,
then party,
energy, to be athletic.
Energy.
And talk about this in Confessions. I have a question for Gabriel. It's a member of our team. And he's curious to know if you and Madonna chatted about religion. What do you learn about that? Is any advice that you gave it? What's this for you?
You know, the first time I met Madonna on the rehearsal that day, I was doing fasting. I was doing Ramadan. I was Christian, but I converted in Islam. I'm Muslim, so I was fasting. And I remember during fasting, when you fast, you have to eat only. You cannot drink and eat, but you can break your fast when it's sunset. Sunset. Sorry, when the sun is go down. So I was watching at the time, and Madonna came to me and she was like, you want to leave or what? I said, no, I'm fasting. I just want to check the time so I can drink water. And she's like, you Muslim? I said, yeah. She said, oh my God, wow. And from that time, when I told her I was Muslim, we start to share religious knowledge. Oh. And she didn't know, because, you know, I was dressing hip hop, right? Yeah. She didn't know I had those kind of knowledge. Like, I was very strong knowledge in Christianity, Buddhism and Judaism and Islam. She couldn't believe it. She was like, whoa, okay, you know about this? I said, yeah, I'm aware. You know, it's like music. You remember when you asked me, you open-minded in music? It's the same thing. I'm open-minded in religion. So I start to share with her, and I could see she was more observing to me. Like, for example, during the rehearsal, she checked on me. Like, I could see the eye. She checked on me. Okay, he's not eating. I know he's okay at the time. And then she said, Norman, it's almost the time for you to drink, you know. I was like, oh. She acknowledged that. I like that. You know, she take care of that. So that was the thing. Then, during during the hung up music video, we dance and action. We do the choreography, then cut. And then she come to me, she was like, oh, what do you know about the Mary? What do you know about Jesus and this? And then we're talking between on the music video, like we all dressed up, like, you know, like there's many people around. And then action, we go back to then cut. And what about the prophet? This. So everybody look at, and remember, my English was like not that great, but we still communicate. And remember, people looking at me like, why Madonna talking to this guy all the time? She's so interested to him. But she's actually, we were talking about religion. And then she invited me. She said, I would like to invite you to my Kabbalah center in London. Would you like to come? I said, yeah, totally. I'm fine with that. Let's go. Then I went, and then I learned from it. Then I learned there. I met people there. Then I became a friend with the rabbi over there. You know, step by step, we grew to that. And I go back to after it was confession and confession tour. The last show was in Japan, and after the show, everybody go back to their country. I used to live in London, where she used to live too, in London. So we took the same flight to go back from Japan to London. And I was on the plane, and the stewardess came to me and was like, "Oh, Madonna, she want to talk to you." So I went to the first class, and she said, "Sit down next to me." So I sit down next to her, and she opened the thing for the window to watch the sky, and she said, and it was like beautiful view of the sun going down, and she's like, "You remember when I met you the first time? You was fasting, and we were waiting for you for the sun to go down for you to eat and drink." And I said, "Yeah, of course I remember." And said, "Let's say a prayer right now," and we prayed together on the flight like that.
Oh.
I have we call it tasbih. I have a necklace. It's called tasbih. So everything you do a prayer from it. So I always wear my tasbih, and I took it out and I did the prayer with her. And she was like, "What does it say in your tasbih?" And I said, "This is the name of God. This is the name of the prophet. This is I explained to her. And she said, "This is amazing." So I bought one for her and I give it to her one as a present after when we were back to London. But this kind of thing, I could tell she's so spiritual, very spiritual. And because we share somehow our knowledge, we click. And remember, we dancers, we entertaining, we like music, we in the same word, but at the same time we connected with the religious part. So when we did all this on the confession tour, like for Forbidden Love with the Islam, we did all this, it makes so much sense for us. We understand each other, Madonna and I. We understand. It makes sense to us. Yeah, some dancers, they're not too religious. They don't understand too much. Even if she tried to invite them to Kabbalah and Shabbat or whatever, they're like, okay, but they're not into it. I'm very respectful. I respect. So I go and I share and I do whatever will help for you to rise and believe in God. Because for me it's the same God. We are the same God. So if he help you, I'm happy, because at the end of the day, it's for God, it's for one God, and it's for the love of God coming to us. So that was the best connection I had with her.
That's emotional.
Speechless.
Yes.
Incredible.
Oh,
Norman,
thank you.
I'd like to change a little subject now.
Okay.
Half I asked you what you have learned with Madonna, and you said perfectionism. And as you were talking now, you exchanged lots of conversations and thoughts and ideas. You influenced the choreography, like choosing the flags in Brazil. What do you think she has kept from you? What do you think she has learned with you?
From the time I was with her, probably, I know she's listening to people in terms of fashion ideas and creativity more than what's going on now with the dancing part or the music part. She was already aware with that, but when I'm talking about my time with her. When I was with her, I was always trying to open her eyes to the most underground thing, like thing that nobody can see. It was difficult to find, like for example, this kind of dance or this kind of people or this kind of like style. So I was always trying to bring that in her house,
Mhm.
with my style, with the music. Oh, listen, this kind of music. Check this guy, check this. So I think what she learned from me is listening more
Oh.
to people like me,
Mhm.
not listening to me, but people like me.
I see.
So I think she learned about that, and this opened. I mean, she was already ahead of her time every time, but I believe that she learned that from me. Like she listening more of the dancing kid from the block that is not don't have money to come and audition, but let me check this guy. Let me see. Just stop the car. Just check it out. Something like that.
I see.
I think that's what she learned from me.
And
Sergio,
say.
no, you can say.
No, just to keep up because you were talking about exchanging conversations about spirituality, religion. How did you come up, or how did I'm absolutely sure you came up with the idea of the tattoos during the Forbidden
That was
Love.
my question.
How was that?
Yes. So the idea. I was in Miami, and Miami was the last show of the United States. Then after we go into Europe, and I was in Ocean Drive at the cafe having a food, and I was watching the news on CNN. They have TVs in the restaurant, and I was watching the news, and there was like war between Lebanon and Israel during that time, but very bad. And when I go to rehearsal to the sound check, I remember the first thing I talked to her, and I was like, "Yeah, did you see the news? What's going on with Lebanon and Israel?" She was like, "Yeah, this is horrible. What can we do? Do you have? Maybe we should do something." I said, "We should. Forbidden love is such a strong message. Why don't we change? Why don't we put this message in having like Islamic and the Star of David somewhere in the screen or whatever?" And she was like, "No, but maybe we can put it on you, on your chest and stuff." I said, "Yeah, we should try something like that." Then she called the makeup artist. She said, "Guys, let's try out. Let's put this and that, the symbol." So we put that symbol, and I remember when we did it, it was people was like, "Whoa!" Some of the dancers, they didn't understand the what's going on, but when I spoke with Madonna, I was like, "Yo, this message, this shit, this shit is gonna be big." I'm telling you, like the Islam and David, the David Star,
Uh-huh.
this is gonna be crazy. She said, and then I remember, and I said, "Are you sure you want to do that? You sure?" Because some people might not like it, or she's like, "Fuck that, let's do it." Let's go. I'm down, man. I'm down. I'm down with the peace. I'm down with the
Yeah.
peace. Let's do the peace. Let's do peace. This is to me because we cannot do anything. We cannot go to talk to the prime minister. So this is a message. We're going to the world. The world will see. Let's go. So then after Miami, we finish. So we didn't do in Miami, but we did the trial. We tried on the sound check. But then the first show we did in Europe, I think it was London, we did it. And it was all over the news. Let me tell you, worldwide, all over the news, everywhere. Like it was everywhere. This part, pictures, like I said, remember? Picture? Remember?
Yeah.
That. And I know more, my man, I was like, picture right there. I know they're gonna take picture the whole time. So it was all over the news. So like remember from the first time we click religious, then like I said, everything makes sense. It makes sense all the time. We build, and every time it makes sense because we have our connection, me and her. We understand each other, and we click with that. So then when I told her about this idea, of course she's down for it.
Yeah.
Of course. But me at first I was like, yo, maybe let's put it on the screen, on the background, big, like this. And she was like, yeah, but why don't we do it on Forbidden Love? And I was like, That's even better. Because I didn't want to propose something too close. I was not shy, but I was like, like, okay, we should do this. I didn't want to change the show, like, oh my God, we're gonna do this. And I was worried about this. And she was like, no, 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 let's do it. Let's do that on your chest. Let's do it when I'm in the middle with you guys. There is you're ahead of your time, man. I love that. And what I love about her is like she's down for it. She's down for it.
Yeah.
Not only in the show, like even when I take her out to clubs and stuff, I say, yo, take my hat. I give her my hat, take my sunglasses, put it on, and just hold my hand like you're my girl. Nobody knows it's you. She's okay, I'm down for it. And we do it. Boom, Or in London, yo, let's do bicycle in Hyde Park. I say, you okay with that? Fuck that, let's go. Okay, boom, and we go. Like she's down for it, and I like that. So when the thing on Forbidden Love, when she was down for it, I was like, that's my girl right there. That's my girl, man. Because I'm down for it.
If you stop to analyze, the second act of the tour is the strongest one because all the messages are there. Forbidden Love, Isaac, Live to Tell.
Live to Tell.
The cross, Live to Tell was a huge problem too.
Yeah. In Rome, they didn't want us to perform. I remember, and she was like, I remember she was like, yo, did you heard, guys? They don't want to just perform the cross and all that. And she looked at us, she's like, fuck that. Fuck it. I'm doing it. I'm Madonna, right? They don't know I'm Madonna? Fuck that. I was like, man, I'm down for it. Let's do it. I'm down with you, man. I follow you.
Deal.
Let's go. Yeah, I follow you. Let's go. And it was a big message. We heard that in Rome, people was like, that's what we heard. Like people would be like stopping the concert, like sabotage or whatever. Nothing happened, man. All good.
And never there were never like something dangerous, like about like people threatening or something like that.
No. There wasn't danger, but there was like, of course, there was like extreme people who like religious extreme were like, yeah, you cannot do that, you cannot do that. I say, why? We spread a peace word. What you talking about? It's not like we insulted. We are not insulting anything. We are giving you a message of peace. So what you talking about? So she was like, no, fuck that. I'm doing it. I'm not insulting anything. I'm giving a peace message, and which is true. It was a totally peace message,
Yeah. And Norma, do you have a favorite costume that you ever wore on stage with her? You have someone?
Confession and sticky on seat, or just confession? Both?
Anything you want.
Yeah.
Both?
Both.
Confession, I like the disco. So colorful. I love it. It's cool. And sticky and sweet is the opening part, with the hat, and because it was my style actually.
The pimp,
I used
the pimp
to
act, right?
Yeah. So I used to dress like that. In clubs and going out with her. She was like, yo, you really, I said, I like that. And then the idea come from there. And when she styled it, I think it was Givenchy who designed it. It was from Givenchy, but they styled it more cool. But it was like, to me, it was like very cool, like pink with the hat, with like style. It was such with the jacket. It was style. I like that.
Was it your idea too? The top hat and was it your idea?
I was wearing always wearing a hat. I mean, she have, of course, the style it was my style. Obviously, every time I was dressing like that.
Okay.
But of course, she make it more like cool, modern, and stage and entertain. And I like that. It was very, very cool.
Yeah. What about memories? Like, was that a rehearsal moment that you'll never forget?
Oh my God, there's so many moments. During rehearsal. During the rehearsal or during the tour? You mean?
You can talk about both if you have,
I mean, I have just right now, top of my mind, during Confession Tour, Madonna knew that every time I used to go, every city, I go to clubbing. I go to different club. Because like I told you, clubs is my practice area, dance practice. And I remember one time it was in Chicago, and I know Chicago, I like house music, and Chicago is like one of the most dope place for house music. So I went to this club. I remember Louis Vega was playing. I like this DJ, and the club's called Buddha Bar or Buddha something. And I went there with my boy Steve. There was so many dancers. We started dancing and everything, and then I saw Madonna's Bodyguard, two of them. And when they're here, Madonna's here. And I was like, I stopped. I was like, what the? Madonna is there? What the fuck? You know? How did she, like, you know? And I go to see them, the bodyguard, and I say, yo, guys, what are you doing here? Why are you here? Where is she? You know, no, she's not here, but she sent us to look after you. I was like, what? Yeah, she sent us to look after you. We have to make sure that you go home safe. I'm like, bro, I'm a grown man. He said, no, you don't understand. You like the I don't know how to say shushu in English. You like the not the favorite, but you like the protégé, protect. You know, like the protégé.
Oh,
You protect you, like, you know, like your baby. You know, like I protect you.
You were
So
Madonna's
she makes sure
pet.
that you, yeah. So we make sure like you're okay. I was like, wow. This was one of the story I always remember. This when the bodyguard said no, she sent us to look after you, and I'm like, how did you guys know I was in this club? So we know everything, bro. I was like, wow. I was like, that's crazy. How did they know I was in this club anyway? But that's one of the story. Like she do things like that. She do like things like that. This is one of the most thing I remember.
Yeah.
And do you have a favorite show and in a favorite country that seek your in confession? What's your favorite country? Yeah.
Favorite number on Confession Tour?
Country.
You mean favorite?
During the
country.
show and country, yeah.
Oh my God, country. Wow. I would say Japan.
Japan.
It was my first time in Japan. I mean, I have so many dope places.
Sorry, Norman, but that's the time you should say Brazil, don't you think?
But we didn't go to. But we didn't Confession Tour. We didn't do Brazil.
Oh,
No.
Okay.
He's talking about confessions first.
I'm sorry.
Yes, confession.
Of course, you talking about, of course, Brazil. Are you for real?
I'm kidding.
Oh, okay.
I'm kidding.
But I don't say Brazil because you guys are from Brazil. I said for real because I'm a big fan of Brazil, and I used to watch this movie. I don't know if you remember. I told you about this movie, Orfeo Negro, that was shot in Brazil.
Yes.
And I always have in the back of my mind this movie when we talk about Brazil. So when I landed and we arrived in Brazil, first thing was this movie, and I had the drums of samba in my mind the whole time, and I have no kidding. This is true story. I had smile on my face from the airport to the hotel. I couldn't be like this. It was like this the whole time. I was like, all the time. I'm serious. This is true story. True story. I was smiling the whole time. This is the vibe of Brazil. Yeah. And this is true. This is true. And really, and after I met Brazilian people, oh my God, it was just, I felt home. I felt like I was at home. It was my home.
Yeah. Of course,
we are the best.
Sorry.
I was about to ask if it's the best crowd energy ever comparing to other cities and countries.
So to tell you the truth, Brazil and Argentina was crazy. Crazy. Like I dance, I sweat, it's hot. I was sweating, not even on stage. I was backstage getting ready. I was already sweat because the people, the crowd jumping, you can feel it. You're like, oh, you're like, what's going on here? Wait a minute. And you know, like especially Sticky and Sweet, I come on stage, I'm like this with my hat on the side like that. And you know, I do a look like this, and I see the crowd, I'm like, what's going on? Before Madonna comes. So we hear it's like Candy, bum, and we're like this. So we are the first to come on stage on the side. Then Madonna's turning in the middle like this, right? Yeah?
Yeah.
So when we come on stage, people going crazy because there's people now on stage. So people go like, what? I'm telling you, I have goosebumps right now talking to you about it. I was like, whoa. And then when Madonna comes, it's a wrap. So when you dance, you like when you dance, you have such this energy. You're like, wow, you're killing it. You know, I had long hair, my hair was flipping. You know, you feel it. You're like, wow, I'm giving back. Of course, man. Brazilian energy there's nothing better than Brazilian energy, man. Come on, you have the carnival. What the hell are you talking about?
Yeah.
The best thing
we
in the
are
world,
suspect to say, but when I asked you, I really want to know your impressions about Brazil, because usually the artists say that there's an extra energy, there's something that they can explain. Yeah, that's quite interesting.
I remember, I think this was Argentina. She make everybody jump for I don't know which song. Man, I'm telling you, when you see 30, 40,000 people jumping together like that, is you're on stage, so you see it's crazy. It look like a earthquake. You're like this, you see this,
Norma,
everything is moving.
I think it was like a prayer.
Yeah, probably, yeah, definitely.
Because she did the same in São Paulo.
Oh my God.
I remember the ground like was shaking.
Yes, it was like this. I was like, whoa. You know, you look, you're on stage, but you need to be in character. But when you see something like this, sometimes you lose character. You just take a moment and say like, you're thankful, but you take a moment, you're like, oh my goodness, this is quite amazing. And then you go back to your character, you go back to your choreography. But you need to click, you need to take a picture in your mind to remember that forever. Because this is so, you know, that's why I take a small moment and I click this in my mind, and I'm like, I have to remember this because this is once in a lifetime, you know. And I'm telling you, the Argentina, Brazil, man, oh my God.
We have so many artists and we have passion. It's crazy.
Yeah. And you know, we came back a lot with Madonna to Brazil. After the show, you know, she was dating Jesus and stuff. So every time we go to Brazil, man, it's always an amazing energy, man. It's always amazing to go there. I have I'm gonna tell you a story. In Brazil, we went for the carnival. We went for Brahma, something like that. Yeah. So we went there, carnival. We stay like, I think we stay like 5 days. We flew with a private jet from New York to Rio. We stayed there like 3, 4, 5 days for the carnival in Rio. And then me, of course, I go party. After Madonna go to sleep, I go party. Of course, Norman. I mean, Brazil, man, come on. So I go to the favela. I go to all this party, crazy, and the next day we're supposed to fly back to New York. So I remember before I go to party, I pack my bag a little bit, so I know it's ready. So I go party, and I come back. It was like 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. right? And the call time to go to take the flight was like 8:30, 9, something like that. Go back to the hotel, fell asleep, slept. Madonna personal assistant opened our door. Yo, you guys sleeping? The fuck? She's downstairs. She's leaving. Man, I'm telling you. I grabbed my stuff. I was like half naked, pyjama. Me, another guy, two personal trainer. It was Nicole and Josh. Run to the lobby. I'm telling you, true story. Run to the lobby, and I saw the convoy. I saw the police, and I saw Madonna's car, and I'm like, And I saw my car, our car, just behind her. I'm telling you, I jump in the car, jump. I jump inside the car, jump inside the car. Josh and Nicole jump inside the car. We behind the convoy, remember? And there was police in the front of Madonna's car and behind Madonna's car. Normally it's supposed to be two car, our car. But our car just stopped quickly for us to jump. So we were behind the police. So the convoy, this one, tried to go behind Madonna's car, right? But the police don't know. It seems like we're like fan and like trying to like, like they're like, no, almost take a gun and say, no, no, no. I was like, oh my God, we're gonna die. What's going on? And remember, like, I'm still in the party mood, waking up. I'm tired. I don't understand what's going on. Man, listen, it was crazy. We managed to go. We managed to be behind her. We arrived on a private jet. And Madonna liked me to sit next to the private jet, the alley. So Madonna here, she liked me to be on the same row with her. Okay, she said, Norman, you sit there. I said, okay. And my eyes is like, I just wake up and stuff. I'm like, I don't understand. And she looked at me, she said, you party all night, don't you? I can tell. I said, yeah. Man, Brazil, what you expect? She said, you're a bad boy. You're a bad boy. I said, come on, what you expect? It's Brazil. I have to party. It's Carnival. What do you expect me to do? She said, you're a bad boy. You're a bad boy. As she said, you're lucky. I would have left without you guys. I would have left without you. I would have left you in Rio and fly back to New York. But she joked, of course. But that was really cool. That story is crazy, man.
Crazy.
I still talk about it. Yeah, it's so funny.
Norman, rumors said that Confessions was supposed to come to Brazil. What do you know about that? You said, Confessions didn't come to Brazil, but have you heard about rumors about that?
Yeah, we were supposed to go to South America, I remember. But because she wanted to, we did a promo tour in Japan, the promo tour Confession. So she was like, okay, we have to go all the way to Japan. And I remember Madonna's kids was young, still young. So she didn't want to add extra date. But we was very sad because I really wanted to go to South America, man. Yeah. I really wanted to go. That's why when we for Sticky and Sweet, it was for sure that we had to go to South America. Wow. We had to. We had to.
Were you supposed to participate of the American leg and the European leg too?
Sorry, what? Say it again?
Were you supposed to be on the American leg and the European leg of Confessions? Because there was a second part of Confessions, right?
No, the Sticky and Sweet was the second part. Oh. Confession was a full date. Then we stopped in Japan. Sticky and Sweet was the last show was in Israel.
Oh.
And and actually we extend the show because of me. I convinced Madonna to extend it. I convinced it. And I remember the last show was in Israel and we add dates. And she said on the last show, oh guys, we're going back on tour again. And then we went to South America. Okay, because our last show, Sticky and Sweet, was in Sao Paulo.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. I remember in a previous conversation, you mentioned something about an audition for Michael Jackson. And then...
Oh my God.
Now I'm confused about, was it on Confessions or Sticky and Sweet?
Sticky and Sweet. Sticky and Sweet.
Okay.
Sticky and Sweet, because Michael Jackson passed away in 2009.
Oh, yes.
And the Sticky and Sweet was 2009. And actually we were in London when Michael Jackson passed away. And we were supposed to watch the show of Michael Jackson. He invited us. He invited Madonna and the dancers to watch the show. I was so excited about it because the story is and it's true story, and another one for you guys. During the break on Sticky and Sweet, after we did Israel, we had a break, like Christmas, New Year, and stuff like that. Then we go back on rehearsal in February. So during this break, Michael Jackson had audition for his tour. This Is It. And I was in Malaysia, and I received a call from Los Angeles, and somebody talked to me and said, "Oh, Michael Jackson would like to talk to you." And and I thought it was a joke from a friend of mine. And I was like, "Yeah, let me talk to Mike." Like, yeah, okay, let me talk to Mike. But then when the person talked, it was really Mike. I realized it was him. And I was, I just stopped my car. I was on the side of the road, small road in Malaysia, like talking to Michael Jackson on my phone. My phone is Michael Jackson right there. I was like, oh my God. And he said, yeah, I saw your show with Madonna, and he mentioned Forbidden Love. I saw your choreography and I really like your style and everything, and I'm doing a tour, and I would like you to be on my tour. Man, when he told me that, I was just like, man, you my inspiration from I was a kid. Just you telling me this, I'm like, to me is wow. But then I had to tell him, I said, but I had to refuse because I'm on the contract with Madonna. I'm going back on tour in February with her. So I had to refuse. Oh my God, can you believe, man? I refused to Michael Jackson on
You
the phone.
said no to Michael Jackson.
I said no to Michael Jackson. And then he took a moment, he said, oh, wow, she's lucky to have someone like you, like faithful, like honest and loyal. And I was like, man, I hope to see you one day. He was like, yeah, I hope to see you too. Then bye. Then I go back to turn on the car and go back to my small car and drive away. The context of it, I'm driving, I stop. It was raining. My phone behind is Michael Jackson. Then stop. Then I go back to my normal life. It's wow. Then I go back. First thing I did is I watched Michael Jackson's concert. The first thing I did. It's just intense for a dancer like me, who's Michael Jackson is everything. Is to me is like I dance for him. I already dance for him. But then when we back to London for the rehearsal for Sticky and Sweet to go back to Sticky and Sweet tour, Michael Jackson passed away. We learned on the news and everything. Oh, sorry, I go back. The next day after I spoke to Michael Jackson, I received an email from Madonna, and she said, I know what you did, I love you. And I was like, how the fuck she knew that? How did she know that? Like, I didn't speak to anybody. How the fuck did she heard about it? I was like, wow. Anyway, so I go back, London, Michael Jackson passed away, and she told everybody to come to her house, all the dancers. She was crying and she was so sad. And she said, she asked me, what should we do? And I said, we should do a tribute for him. Like, the glove, we have to wear the glove. As you can see on Give It To Me, at the end, we all wear the Michael Jackson glove. So we must wear the glove, and we should do a tribute of Michael Jackson. And we did a tribute after he passed away, all the way to the end of the tour. We did a tribute for Michael Jackson. So that was how do you call it? A love. She sent love for him and respect for this amazing artist,
Yeah.
So I respect that so much for her, because we had, she met him. You remember back in the Oscar party, there was like, and I asked her, I said, yo, did you do something with him? Did you kiss him? She was like, man, I'm not going to tell you. I said, please tell me, man. I'm a big fan, She was like, no, Michael Jackson is a kid. I said, she's like, what you mean? She's like, he's such a gentleman. He opened the door for me. We watch. He said we went to his house and watched cartoon, Disney cartoon. I'm like, and she was like, yeah, so sweet, right? And I'm like, and she was like, I don't want to watch Disney cartoon. I said, come on, girl, that's Michael. But she said, but it's so sweet, like he did like, he stretched, just to put his arm around me, like this kind of like kid thing. I said, that's so cute. I said, that's so cute. She said, yeah, he was cute. He was like, and then put his arm around me, like stuff like that. I was like, that's Michael Jackson. I mean,
yeah.
So that's why I asked her like the story directly about about that, you know.
Yeah.
It's
Did you
Michael
see
Jackson, man.
the backdrop like during the celebration tour when Michael Jackson's and
Of
Madonna they
course,
danced? That part
of
was
course.
insane.
Love it. I love it.
Insane.
I love it. She will do every time something for Michael Jackson, man. She's the queen of pop, is the king of pop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
You know.
Norman, still talking about Michael, can we talk about your new project with Michael Jackson?
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
So I told you I did I produce with my partner, my business partner, produce direct his album, Jafar Jackson, his nephew. And we did a music video in Brazil, in Rio, in the favelas. Like Michael Jackson did before for They Don't Care About Us when he did
Yeah.
in the favelas. So we're trying to do something not similar, but we wanted to do something in the favelas in Brazil, like his uncle. Actually, the name of the song is called "Got Me Singing." It's on YouTube. You can check it out.
Wow.
And after the music video came out, everything was well. This director who directed the movie for Bohemian Rhapsody was looking for an actor that can play Michael Jackson for his new biopic. He's doing a biopic of Michael Jackson. And they saw this music video of Got Me Singing. And they saw Jafar Jackson. They was like, oh my God, he can dance. He looks like Mike. Nah, nah, nah. So Jafar Jackson had the part of his uncle. So now he's the main actor of the new biopic of Michael Jackson that will come out end of the year. And I'm so excited actually about it because he's going to do premiere everywhere. And also he's going to do a premiere in Brazil. So you guys watch out because I will be here with him. I will come.
Yeah.
For sure.
Do you know this? Do you know the cities?
I don't know. I don't know
No?
when it's coming
Not
out.
yet.
Yeah, I don't know
Okay.
yet. Not yet. They're still shooting some scene right now, but it's almost done. But they're still shooting some scene. But I will let you know for sure.
Okay. Please.
Definitely for sure. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And so now I actually Jafar Jackson is our talent. We're taking care of all his fashion and we're directing all his fashion style and all about fashion with him. I handle it with my business partner, Jafar
That's
Jackson.
incredible.
So yeah, be aware of it. It's coming soon.
So we're gonna see like the famous costumes, the choreography, like everything.
Yes. Oh my God.
Insane.
I saw some footage. Let me tell you. Insane. He looked like Michael Jackson. He looks like he's Michael Jackson.
I think it's gonna be a huge blockbuster for sure.
Oh,
For sure.
yeah.
For sure.
This is 100%. Guarantee. And the cast is really good cast.
If you stop to reflect nowadays, how does it feel like to go from working with Madonna to contributing to a film about Michael Jackson?
To me, because I didn't tour with Michael Jackson, is also doing something, be a part of like the Jackson is the same as like I was going on tour with him because he passed away, so I couldn't do this and that. But it's the same thing. It's the legacy. I keep the legacy somehow. I put my touch in the legacy of the Jackson. I put my touch in the legacy of Madonna because Madonna's legacy is huge. So I have a little Normann Shay in Madonna's legacy, Normann Shay in Michael Jackson legacy, a little bit of Norman, a little bit of Norman there. So to me, is enough. I don't need more. It's enough. As a kid from France, from a little hood in France who grew up, like not rich, but have a good environment with music and family. But I didn't have everything I wanted. Not too much money, difficulties and stuff. I work hard with my talent, and I managed to put my talent into the biggest legacy and the biggest star artist in the world.
Yeah.
So I'm good. I'm good.
Man, your bucket list is complete.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Now it's fun. Now it's just everything is fun. Yeah, let's do it, man. Fun, you know.
But Norma, I think the of
Mm.
course it was great, it was excellent, but I think the best part was to come, the premiere, the tour, the trips,
Oh,
everything that's gonna happen now is gonna be incredible.
yeah,
Incredible.
incredible. It's dream. It's a dream. Dream come
Yeah.
true. Like the first time I got the job with Madonna and I went on tour. First time I go to America. Dream come true. Dream come true. The small kid. I reflect from my hood, from where I come from. I'm reflecting, and I'm like, I come from there. I used to not have money to buy pen to go to school, stuff like that. And then now I'm like on stage in the front of thousands and thousands of people with the biggest artist in the world. When I used to listen to her album when I was a kid, it's amazing. And this biggest artist respect your talent, respect what you do.
Mhm.
She use your talent. You, Norman, she use your talent, your style that you built in your hood. You understand?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
this is, to me, is bigger than I mean, as an artist, as a dancer, it's like a degree of university and stuff like that.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like,
you didn't have to change who you are to fit in,
yes, yes. Everything, especially when I was with her, I wanted to be real. I was refusing to be fake. I refused to be like, oh, how are you? I refused that. I refuse. If I would tell her like, yo, I don't like the way you dress, man, change, yo. You look better like that. I tell her. I tell her. I want her to respect me because I'm real.
Yeah.
And that's what that's maybe why I was with her for like 13 years, because I was real, and she need real people around her, because there's so many yeses people around her.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
many. Oh,
Yeah.
yes, yes, yes. You want yes, yes.
Over
Do I
the
look good?
years.
Yes. Do you
Yes.
do I do this color is better on me? Yes. No.
Yeah.
No. Hey,
Maybe,
I'm the
yeah.
no guy.
Maybe your
This is no.
opinion, your honest opinion, was
Yeah,
different
my
from the apple
opinion.
polishers all around, yeah,
100%.
licking her boots.
100%. Yeah, 100%. And that's maybe why she let me raise a son, Rocco, because she know I was real. And when I was raising a son, I raised him. When I say raise, I was the man for him, the big brother. So I was raising him as the realest, you know. I teach him dance. Like if he wanted to have this cap or whatever, mama, can I have money? No, 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 bro. Come on. Let's do street show. Let's go do street show, and we ask the money, and with this money you can buy your thing. So you earn it. You put your knees on the floor and dance, bro. Your hand will feel the concrete when you dance, bro. And we did that. And I give him the hat to go pass around and beg the money to the people. I say, you go. And he do it. And he
You,
did it.
you made Rocco beg.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
No beg, but like
I
you take
know.
the hat and yeah. Of course, man. Of course. And I make him dance. He danced with me. He danced with me on the street. We did street show in New York. We did street show in London, in Piccadilly Circus. I have videos. I'm telling you, this is true story. I have to, because I wanted him to understand the value of money. Not because
Yeah.
your parents are rich. Come on, understand that, bro. I come from a family when I'm not rich. I had to earn everything. I had to dance on the concrete to earn my hat or my jacket or whatever. So now you do it the same, and that's why I think Madonna loved about me.
Yeah.
That
Sorry. And how is your relationship with the kids now? You saw the kids growing. How is your relationship going
oh,
with the
kids. I mean, now they're not kids anymore. I mean, I'm so
not at
proud
all.
of Rocco. Yeah, I'm so proud of Rocco. What he's doing. He's an artist. He paint, and he was always artistic. He was always artist. He do roller skateboarding. We did graffiti together. I mean, he do a lot of things. I'm proud of him, very proud of him. I just hope, very strongly hope that he's not gonna become like all those famous people's kids who like, yeah, I'm Brad Pitt's daughter and I do this and I do that. You know, some stuff like that.
Mhm.
I just hope he keep his feet on the ground because sometimes he's flying
Okay.
and sometimes I checked him and say, yo, bro, don't, chill, relax, man. He said, no, but I said, chill, man. Come on. You Rocco, man. Come on. Remember, we used to take the subway in New York. Remember when we danced on the street, bro? Come on, chill. So that I try to keep him grounded. But it's difficult because now, social media, that is
Yeah.
different. It's a different world. So he has to somehow he has to show off. And it's good. Go show off. You're handsome, man. Go.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Nowadays, I think he's doing a great job, like as an artist, like a
Yeah.
painter.
Painter,
Yeah.
yeah. He sells his painting and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
yeah.
excellent.
Very, 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 yeah, it's amazing. I love that. I love that. I'm very proud of him. I'm proud of what he's becoming. I'm very proud of him. And Lola also, I mean, Lola, she's so beautiful. Lola, she was more, I mean, I was more with Rocco because he's the boy. Lola, I saw her growing up. She's like my little sister. And she sings, she modeling, she's doing her own thing, I'm proud of them.
Are you still
Yeah.
in
Very proud
touch?
of them.
Are you still in touch with the kids, with Madonna? How is it?
I'm mostly in touch with Rocco because Rocco, I'm like his big brother. So from time to time, we check on each other. Madonna, I check on her sometimes. I don't want to bother her with her life. She's doing her thing. I don't want to interfere. I'm very discreet. I'm like, I'm here. How you doing? Happy New Year. Merry Christmas. Adi, I don't know. But I'm sure, like I missed her last time in Milan during Fashion Week. I wish I was there at the same time so I could hug her because I haven't seen her and I haven't been back to New York for a long time. So we always miss each other in some different country.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But hopefully I will see her soon. Hopefully. I miss her. I miss her.
I would.
Yeah, I miss her. I miss
Right.
the vibe.
Have we got more questions, Clau? I don't remember.
But you
Well,
guys gotta be ready for my TikTok. We gotta do it, the dancing part. I want this TikTok to blowing up. I really want this and have a Q&A and have a real interaction with the fan.
Mhm.
I like that. I want to have that.
Yeah. I
I
think
have
we
a
can.
final question here.
Yeah, that one.
And what would you say to young dancers who look up to people like you? What's your advice
To
to
young
young
dancers,
dancers?
my
Yeah.
advice: to be versatile, to not learn only one style of dance. Learn every style because it will be useful one day or another. Remember, I used to do roller skate. It was so useful years after. So do many things as you can. Don't be only focusing in one style. Be versatile. Like you will be always somehow use this piece of thing that you learn of dance movement or dance style or always. So my big advice is that be versatile. Don't be only close-minded to one style, hip hop or this.
And look
No,
at the
do everything.
camera.
This is, man, if you audition for me, if you don't look at the camera, out. I'm not even looking. Yeah, definitely. And have an attitude. Have your own attitude. The
I
attitude
learned
is the
this
most
today with
important.
you. I look at the camera. No matter.
Stare at the
Yes.
camera. Always stare at the
Yeah.
camera.
So but the attitude is important. Like you can have, I don't do all kind of like power moves, spinning on my head and all that. I don't do that, but I have an attitude. And my style of dance, I do this style with a attitude, with no anger, but it looks like I'm angry somehow, but this is how people will remember you. They will remember you. And this is how Madonna remembered me. She took me because I had this attitude. I had this anger of when I danced, like this power.
Yeah.
Make sure you have that. Make sure you have that. This is the most important. That.
Those words are
That's my
powerful.
biggest advice.
I think analyzing everything that he said, what like summarized for me is like be open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be open.
Yeah.
Because you talk about
Definitely.
it since when you were young. Like I was open-minded to new music styles, genres, and dances and movements. And this is what we were doing to today.
Yeah.
True.
Believe, I think. Believe.
Believe in yourself.
Yes, I'd like to ask Clau and Rafa permission to break the protocol and say that right before our interview, we were discussing about our dreams. Rafa was talking this week. Rafa wrote something about American life, and he told us a story like, I remember when I bought the CD and I waited for the store to open, and now I'm writing about that. And I was telling Rafa, when I saw the confessions opening and I saw some dancers like horses, a special one with a ponytail, and now we are interviewing this guy. You know, it was such an we didn't believe, we didn't even dream that one day we would be talking to you, you know, a guy who dances with Madonna, a dancer. So I think we must believe, and we should exercise this, believing more.
Yeah.
Because years ago, we were there watching a guy dancing. This guy is nice. And now I'm talking to this guy, you know, and I never believed. Now, I think for us, for our followers, for our friends, you say, believe. I think that's, I could never believe that. And
this is the biggest advice you just said. It's amazing what you just said, and give the chance to believe. It's amazing that you said that because, you know, when I was in France, I was dancing on the street, practicing and everything. Then I moved to London, not knowing speaking good English. And to be honest with you, I had $100 in my pocket. I had nothing. You know what I had? The biggest thing I had? Believe. I believe in myself. And I believe I make it. And I manifested. Soon as I arrived in London, I said with my voice loud, I said, I'm not leaving this country until I make it. I said, I'm not kidding. I said like this. I arrived in London, I passed the immigration. After I passed the immigration, I said like this, people could hear me. I said, I'm not leaving this country until I make it.
Manifesting.
100%. Yeah, manifesting. And I believe so much in myself, in my style, whatever, that every time when I was dancing, auditioning, doing things, you know, like trying to get money from commercial there, this and that, man, I was doing it with so much passion and power and believe that people couldn't miss that. They couldn't miss. They couldn't say no. They said, this guy, man, come on, look at the power. Look at, you know, really? Like, like that. So whatever you said when you said, give a chance to believe, man, I'm telling you, this is the biggest advice. Believe. Because this is how I became who I am. I believe. And until today, whatever project I'm doing, whatever things that I'm doing, you know, like even TikTok, whatever, I believe that I will make it. I believe in it. I believe, and I put all my belief, my power in it because I believe in it. You know, I believe it's gonna be successful. I believe I'm gonna be successful in this project or this other project. I believe that. Look, I didn't know anything about fashion. I'm telling you. I didn't know who was this kind of photographer, this designer, whatever. For me, it was like Madonna's friend. I believed that I could make it into fashion. And I became a creative director. I started as a movement director. I started as nothing in fashion industry. I was a dancer. Madonna's dancer, choreographer, creative director. And then I go to fashion. Like, really? Like all those designers, they're like, oh, it's Madonna's friend. Yeah, but you're just a dancer. No, no, no. I'm a creative. I'm a creative, crazy, crazy creative guy. You can give me one thing, one box, and I will make this box the best box ever.
Wow.
So that's why believe, like whatever you said, believe, man, this is 100%. I'm 100% with you on that.
We learned so much with you today. Oh my
Yes, yes.
I believe in you guys. I believe in you guys. That's why I'm doing this with you guys. Really. When you talk to me, Sergio, like, I was like, oh, this guy is interesting. And then when we all talk together, I was like, yeah, you guys has the same passion as me with your thing and my thing. We have the same understanding of passion, and we rise it
Yeah.
together.
Clau and I discussed about that because Clau was, Sérgio, he is so nice. He is a nice guy, but he's an artist. But he's a nice guy. I said, Clau, I think we kind of vibrate the same energy.
Yeah.
Half a two, but Clau and I, we have a greater intimacy. So what happens? We understand some things, we feel some things. We ask each other, Clau, do you believe? Yes, I believe. So we believe the celebration was coming to Brazil from the scratch.
God.
Clau was nervous. I don't know, my friend. Clau, relax. We are going to watch
I'm
her.
manifesting so much this tour. You
Yes.
have no idea how much we see on done on stage, on Rio, in whatever, but we believe that.
Yeah. And then when you started talking to us, we started being a little, oh, this guy is so nice. But we tried we understood that the vibration, the energy is similar, and we recognize each
I was
other.
afraid because
Yeah.
I don't usually talk to in English, and I thought, oh, no, you guys talk to him, and I'm out. So I believe.
No, your English is well.
Yeah.
You understand everything, man. It's great. Remember, I wasn't speaking good English. My English is not my first language, you know.
Yeah.
All
But no,
right.
definitely, and I would love to come to see you guys and visit you one day. Definitely, we got to make things happen. I believe that. I believe we can do even more, for sure.
Yes.
We hope that we can see each other during your promotion of the movie,
Oh, for sure. I mean, I wish it
during the
was my
tour, if
movie.
it's possible.
It's not my movie, but I wish it was my movie.
Yeah.
I wish it was my movie. But yeah, I definitely, for sure. Like if we go to Brazil, the premiere is there. I told Jafar, I said, bro, I'm coming, man.
Yes.
I'm coming for sure, man.
And we are meeting you somehow, somewhere, anywhere, or yes, we need to meet you. Yeah,
Definitely,
it would be a great pleasure. Okay.
100%. I can't wait to see the interview with the subtitle.
Subtitles, yes.
Yeah. We have some work to do.
We have a lot of work, 2 hours.
Oh yeah.
No?
Oh my God. Yeah. I was just thinking about it. I'm like, how did they gonna translate all of this?
Yeah. Yes. Oh gosh.
And I think our followers will be so happy to see this interview, the things that you said. Oh my, I can't explain how happy I am. So thank you so much.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me, guys. Thank you for having me. Really. Thank you.
Thanks
Thank you for everything. Thank you for your time. I was, as Sergio was talking, I was like thinking I would never imagine to talk to a guy that I saw on stage like some years
I
ago.
saw it on
You know?
I can
But
tell you different now.
Yeah. The person that I see like on my TV and then I saw live on stage, it's like here. And we are chatting.
Yeah. That's magical.
And I can see you have the Madonna Confession background, the books and stuff.
Yeah, I put that especially for you because I said that is your favorite.
Amazing.
I said I need to be prepared. I need to be prepared.
100%. You killed it. Amazing. Good job.
Rafa did his homework. Yes, that's great.
Yeah.
Good job.
All right. Do you have any other questions, Clau? Would you like to finish with we'd like, if Clau has some things to say, we'd like you to talk about your TikTok, about
Yes, please.
if you have final considerations, you know.
Yes. Well, I would like you guys can follow me on my TikTok. His name is Normann Confessions. You can write it on the thing. TikTok is Normann Confessions, and my Instagram is Normann Shay. But on TikTok, I would definitely want to start Q&A, live choreography. I want to teach Madonna's choreography that I did. I want to do something like I want to build a community. That's my vision.
Mhm.
I want to build a community, Madonna fan, but also people who believe. I want to build this kind of community and help somehow and be a part of their growth. Like as a dancer, as a creative person, anything like this. And I want to also create maybe a podcast, have a live podcast, have a Q&A live and stuff like that. This is something interesting I would love to have. I like to communicate with the world. This is my new thing. I want to communicate with the world, not only with everybody, different languages. I'm open for everything. This is what I want to do on TikTok. I want to build this kind of community.
Great.
Yeah. Make sure you're on it. Make sure you guys on it. Okay.
I am.
Oh, for sure.
Okay.
Great.
For sure.
Good. You're the part of the Normann Shay community.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
All
Right.
Well, all right. Thank you so much for having me again, and I truly hope to see you very soon, guys.
Soon. Yes. We thank you. We can't measure our gratitude. We cannot express in words how glad we are, how I can talk, of course, for myself, but for Rafa, that this is a dream come true. Talking to you is a dream come true, and so it's very cliche to say, it's glad to have you here. It's glad to be. It's not glad. Glad is a word that is minimum. It's impossible to explain.
More than that.
Yes, much more.
Thank
We
you.
are overwhelmed. It's something that it's difficult to explain. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Obrigado.
Thank you.
Obrigado.
Muito
Obrigado. And saudade.
Saudade. Yes.
I'm gonna miss you.
You will come. We will see you soon.
Yes.
Fingers crossed.
Yes.
Fingers crossed.
Normann, thank you very, very much.